So, if you guys remember, we talked on chapter 2 about strategy, right? So, we talked about operations management strategy. In this slide, in this part of the chapter 12 and 14, we're going to talk about strategic options for supply chain design. So the same idea, notion that you can make like these big decisions, and they are going to impact how your company's position in the market. For example, if you want a low cost product, you want to have a low cost suppliers, because then it's the only way to get to a product you produce in low cost. You need low cost labor, you need low cost rental and workers and all that, right? The same, if you want a customized product, you have to have a layout to be, to allow you to customize the product. You have to include variety and all that. So we discussed these ideas, these competitive capabilities. Do you guys remember that? Chapter 2, hopefully you do. And then the supply chain design is kind of similar, where you have these options to go into two kind of big directions. One is I want to create a very efficient supply chain, so a very cost efficient supply chain where I'm going to focus on volume and reducing cost. Or I can use more responsive supply chain where, okay, I'm going to kind of focus in doing exactly what the customer wants, when the customer wants, so a little more customization, less volume there. So efficient supply chain design, usually we have based on a make to order, make to stock, sorry, strategy, where I'm going to produce. So I need to be efficient, right? So how can I be efficient? So, thinking about everything we learn, right? So to be efficient, I have to produce a large volume of products because I will gain in scale and I will gain economies of scale, right? I need to make it ahead of time. So I need to use a make to stock strategy. And I have to have very little variation in my products, right? So I'm able to use my resource a lot. So have a high capacity utilization, a low capacity cushion, right? So try to make in big bulks and then push it to the customer as more effective as I can, right? And this kind of that's the example. Kind of do big forecast sales and produce and kind of move the goods to customer the more efficient as possible. So, what are environments best suited for efficient supply chains? So the ones that the demand is predictable, so you don't have big variation. You don't have, because of that, forecast errors are low. When there is a lot of volume and companies are producing with a lot of volume, the margins are usually very low. So like pretty standard products that are known. Technology is dominated by a lot of companies. That kind of supply chain. We don't introduce too many products, not kind of very high tech, high end kind of supply chain. Customer have very little inputs, very little interactions, and competitive priorities, remember, are usually low cost, consistent quality, and on time delivery. Okay, so what are examples of those? You want me to show my face again? Tell you guys to answer? Please answer this one. Please answer this one. Please answer this. So these are examples of efficient supply chain, everything that you find in a grocery store, right? So you're producing Cheerios, if you're not making customized products, you're making a bunch of Cheerios and putting in big boxes and sending to thousands and thousands of different places and try to make a penny for a Cheerios that you're going to sell, right? So the same thing for other products. You're making big bulks, low variety, and try to sell as much as you can. Okay, does that make sense? So this slide just highlights some of the things that I just also kind of pinpoint there. Emphasizing high volumes, capacity cushion is going to be low. We want to have efficient and steady service. Small variety. We don't have many Cheerios flavors, although people are creative and have some Cheerios flavors, but don't have 100 different ones. We don't see Cheerios being introduced frequently. The prices is oh, sorry. This is it. Defining very important in the purchasing. People usually choose to, let's say, when you're choosing milk, what brand of milk are you gonna buy? Well, for me, I'm gonna look at whole milk if it is for my kids, and I'm gonna look at lactose free if it is for me or my wife, and then I'm gonna buy the cheapest one, 2%, the cheapest one, right? So the price is not, very in. Actually, it is very important. It is the decision that we make with that product, consistent quality, and usually our make to stock strategy.